Oh my gosh.
That's really bad.
Yeah, we had a problem. If you watched last week's episode, you know that we drove 1,700 miles to get to Falcon Nationals in Dallas, Texas. We met some amazing people, but on the second day of the show, 2 of those amazing people realized that we have some big problems with our tires.
Look at this tire. Sit here. Jordan. Sit on that tire.
Is it leaning in?
It's leaning in.
I thought it was leaning in.
I thought it was leaning in.
It's leaning in. And plus here, if you look here, Dad, you can see it more the wear better. See this tread depth here and how there's no tread there?
Yeah, these were brand new, guys. These were the tires we brought it home with, but they've had, you know, maybe a couple hundred miles on them before we left. Oh my goodness.
So this is Billy, and he just realized that we have a slight problem with our tires. So what exactly is happening?
You have an alignment problem, basically. So when you jack your car, because you notice that your tires did some weird things when you jacked it up before, so your car's always bouncing. And when your tires are in alignment, when they're bouncing, they're doing this right here. And so there's a certain amount of degree of toe in that you have and camber that you have, so that when you're it keeps it all straight, so when you hit a bump, you don't go crazy. So when it's out of adjustment, bad things happen.
Billy explained that we had a couple of things wrong with Carl's alignment. The smaller problem was with the camber, where the tires were leaned in like this just a little too much. But the bigger problem was with the toe. Okay, so here's what I learned. Toe in is when the tires are closer together at the front of the tire than they are at the back of the tire. And toe out is when they're farther away at the front of the tire than they are at the back. Apparently, if you drive with too much toe in, your tires will wear more on the outside, and if you drive with too much toe out, your tires will wear more on the inside. So with the way our tires are frighteningly worn out, it looks like we have too much toe out. But to make sure, Mr. Pope taught me how to check our alignment with a tape measure.
You can measure from here to here on the back side, and you measure the same space on the front side, and you want to have just about 1/8 of an inch toe in, so when it bounces, it doesn't bounce way out, and you go, whoa, look at here, like a bucking bronco.
We do, Jordan. Instead of tread.
This first one here, so I'm measuring 57. Oh, I love it when it comes out perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 5/8. 57 and 5/8. Oh, wow. I'm 58 and a quarter.
Wow.
We're 5/8 inches off. So you got a lot of toe.
So yeah, we had a problem. Mr. Pope said it was good for us to be about 1/8 inch toed in normally, but after we measured, we realized that we were 5/8 of an inch toed out, which was really what our problem was. So the way Mr. Pope explained it, we were going to fix this problem by adjusting our tie rods. I learned that tie rods are what adjust the toe in and the toe out. If you make the tie rods longer, then you get more toe in. But if you make them shorter, you get more toe out. It made sense, but then it was time for me to actually learn how to adjust the tie rods with Mr. Pope.
So this right here, they're called tie rod ends. And this is a sleeve, and this sleeve is threaded, and this tie rod end is threaded too. So that when you turn this is gonna lengthen or it's gonna get shorter, okay? So I'm gonna turn this so you can get to this, Ellie.
Okay.
Now, it's kind of a dance because we're gonna move it in a little bit. We're gonna push the car up and back and kind of unload the suspension, and we're gonna measure again. And it's not a real fast.
See how that'll allow you to.
That sleeve has got a slot in all the way through, and it's threaded. And so what that clamp does is clamps down on that where that slot is, and it pinches that sleeve so it won't turn on.
He's just fascinated with the window.
We got that one. We got it broken loose. I'm just gonna wiggle it back and forth just so you can turn it. I'm not gonna change anything. Now let's go on the other side, and let's do it a turn.
All right.
Let's push the car back and forth a little bit.
This will be fun.
side, right? That's 57 and 7/8 then.
57 7/8.
So we, okay, 57 and 7/8. All right.
Hot rod experts just happen to hang around.
That's right at 58 inches. A little too much, right? So let's go another turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So turn yours, one more turn down, handles, put it down.
One more.
All the way around?
Yes, ma'am.
So Ellie, you rotate it one time around, is that it?
This road, or the road.
All right.
Good break.
All right, let's see how we're doing now. All right, we made some moves from that time. That's 58 and 3/8 spot on. Yeah, 58 and 3/8. All right, that's 57 and a half. Are we going too far? We may have gone too far.
That's the best.
Yeah, that can't be right. We're going too far.
We gotta say that again.
We gotta go back.
Oh, we went too far?
Yep.
Okay. Well, at least it's somewhere in the middle, right?
Yep.
Hey, Ellie, hang on a second. He's worse than you are.
Okay.
Why don't you stay put? Why don't you go in one turn, Jordan?
We were getting closer after a few adjustments, but then Mr. Pope realized that the right wheel was worse than the left one, which actually made sense if you think about how much wear we actually had on the right tire. So we did a few adjustments on the right tire alone to get it a little more towed in.
So now, let's roll it forward and back a little bit. Let's measure it and see where we're at now. What if, yeah. All right, very good. Mine's so long, I guess it will be. 62 3/8.
So we're measuring from a different spot now.
Yeah, we laid a straight edge across this board. All right. That's 62 and just a little over a quarter. So that puts us an 1/8 inch toe in.
That's right, we were shooting for, right?
Yep.
That's perfect.
It's gonna tighten everything back up and we'll be done.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
With the alignment finally set, we had a little bit more help from Jordan to get the wheels off and get them to a shop to get new tires on them. And the next day, without even hesitating, Jordan came right up and helped us put the new wheels on with his impact gun.
You're the man, Jordan.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
After that, the only big question was, would this adjustment be good enough to get our tires all the way back home? We started out driving in the wee hours and it was a full 24 hours until we were able to get home. But the whole way the alignment did great. Every time Dad and I gassed up, we checked the wear on the tires and every time it looked good and even. It's really scary to think what might have happened if Jordan hadn't noticed the wear on our tires. And I'm so thankful to Billy Pope for teaching me all about my alignment and suspension. And to both of them for helping us fix the problem at least enough for us to get home safe. So what I'm taking out of the garage is that sometimes it's nice to learn from someone who knows a lot more than I do. Thank you to my executive producer, Drew Carter, and if you would like to support me, there are a few ways you can. By subscribing to Ellie's Garage or by going to my website at elliesgarage.com where you can find links to my Patreon and to my merch. I'll see you next time in the garage.